This is a preview of an upcoming episode of In the Field, featuring the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources at Michigan State University, Dean Fred Poston.
I was in Texas. I joined a country and western band, which was a very different experience. It was sort of a garage band type of an arrangement, and we played in all sorts of places, a lot of bars and various things. And I remember playing in this bar a few times southwest of San Antonio on the way to Bandera, Texas. It was just like in the movies with the chicken wire up in front of the band, and people would throw beer bottles if for whatever reason, and there were drunks and fights and all the rest of it. I was getting pretty tired of all of that, and I'd met my wife, and she was from a staunch family, and it was very clear to me that it was either that or my wife, but not both. And so I sold out all my equipment and quit. and I made the right decision. So more recently I've picked it up again, and not to play in bands, but just for my own enjoyment. I went from having one guitar to, as my wife says, she's counting them now, there are 5 of them, and so I'm redoing a room in the house. So I got an office and a music room, and I'm looking forward to that.
But guitar isn't the only instrument you have at home, though, right?
Well, I mean, there's a piano there, but I don't play it. My daughters played it, and my wife plays it some, but she plays the ukulele, which is another story how she got into that. But I had arthritis so bad in my hands, I couldn't get rid of it. I couldn't mash the steel strings down, so I bought another guitar with gut strings, and it's a lot easier to mash. And I started playing that, and when she started playing the ukulele, I said, well, I'll get a baritone ukulele, and so I can play with her. And so I started doing that, and I thought, it really would be neat if I could find my old Gibson, or one similar to my old Gibson that I sold way back in the 60s. And this was a lead guitar. I think I paid $125 for that and the amplifier. And they don't make it anymore, but on eBay you can find anything. So I was looking on eBay. One that looked like it'd been through the war was like $3,000. I said, I'm not paying $3,000 for that. That's insane. And so I found a kit that, and I used to be an electronics technician. I work with wood. I said, well, I can build this. I'll make it and paint it, So I ordered the kit. I was standing in a music store buying some strings, and turned around, and there was an Epiphone, which is a cheap Gibson, and it was a Les Paul Epiphone. It was black instead of the Sunburst, but it's basically the same guitar. So I bought that. I've got my eye on a bass ukulele, which is an unusual instrument. My wife's going, whoa. So I may have to wait a while on that one.
To hear more with Dean Fred Poston, look for our In the Field podcast coming out in mid-December.